Okay, third part of Cold War, origins of the Cold War. This one is talking about the Truman Doctrine. So, the causes of the Truman Doctrine, very, very simple. The Soviets have expanded their control in Eastern Europe. They've taken over all of these countries that we talked about in the last little audio clip. And Truman now wants to stop this. He has had enough and he feels, right, we cannot have communism spread anymore. We must contain it where it is. One of the big things as well that kind of really sees this Truman Doctrine be tested is the civil war in Greece, as it forces the Western democratic capitalist countries to act. So the key events to talk about are Truman resolves and he makes this decision. We are going to contain the spread of communism and we are not going to allow it go to any further countries. The theory they use behind this is this idea of domino theory. If one country falls to communism, then the next country will fall to communism. If Germany falls, then it will lead on to France, then it will lead on to Spain, and then it will lead on to the UK, and the whole world will fall to communism. One of the key things they're going to use to stop these countries falling to communism is economic aid, the Marshall Plan. The Marshall Plan will be America loaning money to the European countries to stop communism spreading. By loaning that money, you're going to regenerate the economies of countries like France and the UK and Germany. So the people will have jobs, the people will have money, and they'll be happy and satisfied, and they won't want to turn to communism. The big consequences of the Truman Doctrine, you've got this increased rivalry and this increased division. Truman has laid down this barrier and he said, no, we're not going to let you go any further. And so it's really clear now, Russia and America, they are no longer allies in any kind of way. One of the big consequences is the economic recovery in West Europe. The Marshall Plan worked. It got Western Europe back into place and back into a successful place. It meant that there were new markets for US companies. So the Western European countries like Britain and France and West Germany in particular, they were now willing to buy and able to buy American goods. One of the last sort of consequences we would say is the Soviet retaliation, and the Soviets basically formed their own versions to respond. So Stalin creates Cominform in 1947, the Communist Information Bureau, and Comecon, the Council for Mutual Assistance, in 1949. These are basically responses to the Truman Doctrine and to the Marshall Plan. Okay, third part of Cold War, origins of the Cold War.